Welcome, family, to our November 8th evening prayer vigil. Let's begin with a musical offering, followed by Kyungbei and family pledge number 4. Reverend Josh. Thank you, Reverend Josh. Now let's greet our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chunjiin, Champumaninge, Kyungbei. Paro. Now we'll recite our family pledge in Korean and English. 가장 맹세. 사. 전어극주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 천주 이상 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 창조와 행복의 세계로 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. Our family, the Union of Chanyeolgeuk, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the heavenly parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. Adieu. Now for opening prayer, Mimi-san, can I ask you to pray for us tonight?
Sure.
Thank you.
There is the Heavenly Parent, a true parent. Thank you very much, loving us and loving this country, loving each of us, each our family. Heavenly Parent, true parent, true mother is working so hard every day. Even she facing difficulties and all hardship. She already thinking and longing heart for Heavenly Parent to she is one mind, one heart. Still, she is embracing all of us with true love. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much. And you are strong will to restore all your children. And therefore, we are now here and we are in this human being could receive a true parent. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parent. And we are now evening prayer vigil. We really offer our heart with all our heart through this Chonshin prayer. I offer this through the name of Mimako Yukawa as blessed central family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Mimi-san. All right, family, let's greet our pastor, Milhan Stevens. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you so much for your prayer, Mimi-san, Kathleen. I just made it back to Chunshimwan from our life quest. We had a very nice life quest today. So one of our new members, I'm not sure if any of you really know her.
We lost the connection, Pastor Milhan.
She's from Kazakhstan, you know, first gen from over there. She's been staying here in Harlem for a little bit. And she recently decided to sign membership and really join as a member. So we're very happy for her. And we all had a very, very nice, unexpected gift. And that was Reverend Dunkley passed by to use the facilities. And he saw all of us and was very warm.
We lost you again, Pastor Milhan.
Yeah, Life Quest went well. We all got to share updates on how we're doing towards our goals.
All right. I'll go in the purple outfit on. So I just wanted to show you this nice picture. We had a good exchange. Oh, it didn't pop up yet. Come on. So Damien was telling me how much, of course, I'm standing right in front of him and Yumiko-san last Sunday. So I feel like there's a lot more that he wanted to say, but since it'd probably be just between us, not with others there, but yeah, I felt that he appreciated me being there. Let's just say that. I thought, to take a minute to, talk to us was really good. Okay, come.
He appreciated you being at the master class.
I'm uploading the pictures. At the master class and Sunday. So there we go. Plus, this was great because then I'm always trying to promote Life Quest and get returning folks.
Oh, nice picture.
I could show them this picture. This is what happens when you come to Life Quest. You get to meet some of the most important people. So this was Caleb's first time meeting Damien, so that was nice.
Oh, great.
Actually, I thought Desicon was planning to come today. Maybe that didn't work out. No,
Who's
okay.
the sister?
You missed out. Yeah, so this is Kiz. She's the one I was referring to. Kind of a new, well, she's not a new member herself, but she's new to our
She comes from how you pronounce her country?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. The reason why I'm asking is because, we think my husband is from one of those countries, the stands, and they appear as they look Korean. So she could look like Korean.
She does look a little bit Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, she was telling us how Russians kind of stereotype her people as looking Asian.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So, yeah. So it was nice. We had a good little meet up today. Trying to think. That's my only update for now. We got a nice testimony here. The love of true mother felt within my maternal grandmother's love.
Can I just ask
Testimony
one?
by.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I ask one question before we begin? About the holy candles. Did you get them? Because there's been no announcement about it or anything.
So we did get the holy candle today. I haven't seen it yet, but the package came in according to Sayaka. So I'll bring that this Sunday, and for those who want to, I guess, who qualify for the bequeathal, we can do it this Sunday.
And how do you qualify?
Well, you have to have participated in that bequeathal in the what was a Mineko-san, did you do it? Or Mimi-san? Okay, so
Yeah, I participated
Great work.
in Zoom.
October 18, 1920.
Participated in what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Great work in Korea. That was
Yes, great work in Korea.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
how did you hear about it? That was through
Morning devotion. I heard about
Morning
this morning, the morning devotion.
no, not the candle, but the great works.
Oh, they sent out emails for that.
Okay, so people knew who wanted to participate. Okay, that's good. All right, we have a nice video. Hey, Kathleen, would you mind reading, or is that okay?
Sure.
The sisters, okay.
I am an inactive member who left the church for 6 years. I spent my time faithfully, but at the time of True Mother's declaration as the only begotten daughter, I was swept up in the confusing atmosphere of could you slow it down? And turned my back on Mother. After leaving the church, I went through various times with depression and panic attacks. And there were, thank you. But seeing my parents always, I thought I shouldn't fall apart like this. And when I returned to the church last January,
신앙을 가지며 건강히 생활을 해야지만 하늘 부모님의
while trying to live,
존재에 어려움이 있어
I
40일 영성 수련에 오게 되었습니다. 그리고 영성 수련에 오고 저는 3일 만에 하늘 부모님을 느끼게 되었습니다. 기도 특강 시간 강사님께서는
During the special lecture on prayer,
기도란 하나님이
the
저와
lecturer said that prayer is a
가까워지고
means for God to
저를
come closer to
알고
me and to know
대화하는
and communicate with
수단이라고
me.
말씀하셨습니다. 그 말을
As soon as
듣자마자
I heard that, the
머릿속에
image of the Heavenly
너무도
Parent
쓸쓸히 고개 숙이고
came to my mind during
기도하는
prayer,
하늘 부모님의 모습이 떠올랐고 끝없이
and I
죄송한
felt
마음이
endlessly
들며
sorry.
이미 저를
But also felt
용서하셨다는
that I had
느낌을
been forgiven. I
받았습니다.
had already been forgiven.
80명의
Without any
수료생들이
shame, in
있는
front of the 80
곳에서 창피한
participants,
줄도 모르고 강의가 끝날
I cried with
때까지
tears and
눈물
running nose
콧물을
until the end
흘리며
of the lecture.
울었습니다. 또한 이
And the
자리에
fact that
있을
I
수
can be
있는
here
건 조상님들의
is thanks to the
광성
devotion of my
덕분이라는 말이
ancestors.
마음에 깊게 남아 엄청난
So I am approaching
감사함으로
the
수련에
workshop with
임하고
immense gratitude.
있습니다. 수련 초반
Except for the first
일주일과
week and 2 to 3
중간중간 2,
days in
3일을
between,
빼고는 심한
I suffered from
인후통과
severe
몸살에
sore throat and
시달렸습니다.
body aches.
저번 주는
Last week,
특히
my
몸이
body
안
was especially
좋았습니다.
unwell.
20여일간
I accumulated
계속된
fatigue over
피로는
20
온
days,
마음을
exhausted my
지치게
body and mind.
하였습니다.
And later, my fever
37.2도의
became my normal
비열은
temperature
어느새
at
평상시 온도가
37.2.
되었고 쉬어야
And
했을
despite
때도
needing rest, the
성장해야
compulsion to
한다는
grow made me
강박
unable
때문에
to rest
정
properly.
편히 쉬지
During the
못했습니다.
Chanyang and worship, I didn't even have the strength to
찬양
clap,
역사 때는
but I felt that if I
힘도
collapsed here, I would be
없었지만
surrendering to
여기서
Satan.
제가
So I desperately
무너지면
called out to my
사탄에게
ancestors,
굴복하는
Hinjanim and
것보다
Daimonim,
절대
and did the
선령님들,
Chanyang and worship to the
조상님들,
point of exhaustion.
초지님, 대모님 다 호명하며 죽기 살기로
After it was
찬양
over, I
역사를
was so
했고
drained that I could barely
끝나고
move.
나선
It was
몸도
always the case that I
제대로
was utterly
받을
fatigued.
만큼 기진맥진하게
Finally, after the Chanyang
입수했습니다.
ended, my fever reached
결국
38.9 degrees,
찬양이
and I was
끝나고
diagnosed with the
열이
flu and had to go into
38.9도까지
isolation.
오른 후에야 독한
Right
판단을
before going into
받고 격리에
isolation and heading to the
들어갔습니다.
hospital,
격리에
I
들어가기
was
전
inexplicably
병원으로
irritated.
향하는 길은 스스로
The
이
voice inside
항아리만큼
me was
짜증이
saying,
났습니다. 제 안에서
I'm
들리는
really
목소리는
annoyed.
이렇게 얘기했습니다. 진짜
Why did I come to
짜증난다.
this workshop?
이 수련은 왜 온
Should I
거지?
just go home now?
그냥 지붕
If I
지구로
hadn't come to this
돌아갈까?
workshop,
이 수련에
I could
오지만
have just
않았어도
lived my
난
normal,
그냥
comfortable
원래처럼
life. Why did
평범하고
I come
편하게
here?
살았는데 뭐 때문에
Did I
여기
want
온
to
거야?
become a pastor?
너가 목회자가
How weak am I?
되겠다고
Where's a
이렇게
pastor who gets sick
나약한데?
this often?
이렇게 자주
Even
아픈
as I
목회자가
tried to calm
어딨어?
myself, calling out to Father,
아버지,
the voice
아버지
inside me just kept
되뇌이며
getting
마음을
louder
다잡으려 해도 제 안의
and
목소리는
louder.
점점 커져만 갔습니다. 다시
I
장신처를
snapped back to my senses,
교회 밖으로
Amy, and told
돌아가자.
myself to go back outside the
신은
church.
없어.
God doesn't exist.
누구보다
You've
이성적인
always been the
거잖아.
most rational one.
이 목소리는
The voice
30장
continued for 20 to 30
30분이
minutes,
지속됐고 어느새
and
저는
soon I found
악인의
it difficult
소리와
to
저를
distinguish
괴롭히기가 쉽지
the voice of
않았습니다.
the evil one from my
정말
own.
내
I was
본심의 소리가
tormented,
이건가
wondering if
싶어
this was
너무
truly the voice of my
두려웠습니다.
true heart.
그때
At
구름
that moment,
사이로
a
눈을
strong
못 뜰
sunlight
만큼
shone through the
강렬한
clouds,
햇빛이
so bright that I could
내리쳤습니다.
hardly open my eyes.
정신이 퍽
As my
들어
mind cleared, I
지금
realized,
이건
this is a
하늘
trial
부모님이
given by
주신
the Heavenly Parent
시련이구나. 내 안에
to show
약한
me my
민낯을 그대로
own weak,
보여주시는구나.
naked self.
제가
I didn't want the
휴면식품이라는
other
걸 아는
participants who knew I was an
수련생들에게
inactive
창피당하기
member
싫어.
to see me in shame.
겉으로는 누구보다
Outwardly, I had been acting more
신앙적이고
devout and
단단한
strong than anyone else.
척했지만 아직 내
But I
신앙의
realized that the
강도는
density
이
of my faith
정도구나
was still at this
느꼈습니다.
level.
저는
So I
기도했습니다.
prayed,
아버지,
Father, I will
더
be more
정성
earnest.
들이겠습니다. 제게 이런
Thank you for
시련을
giving me
주셔서
this trial.
감사합니다. 이 시련을
Through this
통해
trial, I will grow
한층
even
더
more.
성장하는 제 자신이 되겠습니다. 그리고
And
제
please
안에
grant me the
본심의
wisdom to
목소리를
discern
구별할 수 있는 지혜를
the voice
주소서
of my true heart.
기도했습니다.
That's how I prayed.
혼자
That
격리실에
night,
있던
alone in the
그날도
isolation room,
천심원
I
철학에
felt
너무
so sad that I
참여하고
couldn't
싶어
participate in the
서러움에 눈물이
Chuncheon, and I
났습니다.
cried.
줌으로
Participating in
참여하는
the vigil
찰나에
via Zoom
현장의 뜨거운
couldn't
온기가
fully capture the
100%
fervent
담기지
atmosphere of being there in
않았습니다.
person. I
수련생들의
wanted to see the
간증을 직접
testimonies of
눈앞에
the other
보고
participants
싶었고
directly
같이 목이
and to sing
터져라
praises with them
찬양하고
until my throat was
싶었습니다.
hoarse.
몸 상태는
My physical
눈으로
condition was
철화를
too
듣는
weak to even
것조차
listen
너무
to the Vigil via
힘들고
Zoom,
그냥 자고
and I just
싶었지만
wanted to sleep.
천심원
But I
원장님
really
말씀이
wanted to hear
너무
the
듣고
words of the Cheoncheon
싶었습니다.
president.
아니, 오늘은
No, I
꼭
felt I
들어야
had
할
to
것
listen to it
같았습니다.
today.
원장님
When the
말씀이
president's speech
시작되고
began,
역시나
he gave
제게
me the
답을
answer I needed.
주셨습니다. 도망가고 싶을
When you
때
want to run away,
누구에게로
discern to
온
whom your
마음든가
heart truly
분별하라.
belongs.
하늘
I
부모님이
thought the Heavenly
원장님을
Parent was
통해
speaking to
제게
me
주신
through
말씀이라고
the words of the
생각하며
president,
너무 감사한
and I
마음이
was
쏟아져
overwhelmed with
나왔습니다.
gratitude.
하늘
With
부모님과
this strong heart given
부모님이
by the
주신
Heavenly
이
Parent
강한
and true
마음을
parents,
가지고 오로지
I
하늘의
resolved to
소리만
only listen
듣고
to the voice of
나아가자
heaven and move forward.
다짐했던
That was the night I
밤이었습니다.
made this determination.
격리 이튿날
This is the story
얘기입니다.
of the day after my
저를
isolation.
2개월
My maternal grandmother,
산
born in
아이로부터
1942,
초등학교
raised me from
입학처까지
when I was a newborn
길러주신
baby until before
목포에
entering
사시는
elementary school,
외할머니는
lives in Mokpo, and
42년생으로 43년생
around the same
참
age as True Mother,
어머님과
was born in
연배가
1943.
비슷하여 저는 참
Whenever I
어머니가
see
뵐
True Mother,
때마다 저희
I'm
외할머니
reminded
생각이
of my grandmother.
났습니다. 수련 초반
Early in the
할머니께
workshop, my
문득
grandmother
전화가
suddenly called me.
걸려왔습니다. 큰일이 생긴 것
Thinking something
같아
serious had
놀라서
happened, I
황급히
hurriedly
전화를
answered the
받은
phone
저는 무슨 일이냐
and asked what was wrong.
여쭤보았습니다.
My
할머니는
grandmother had never
평생
had a faith life,
신앙생활을 한 적이 없으셔서 지금
so I
어디냐
hesitated to
묻는
tell her I was
말에
at the training center,
수련원이라 대답하기 머뭇거렸지만 담담히
but calmly
대답했습니다.
spoke to her.
할머니는
She
조금
seemed a little
놀란 듯이
surprised and asked,
너는 거길 왜
"Why did you go
가느냐?
there?
넌
Why are you
또
going
왜
there
가?
again?"
라고 하셨습니다.
she asked,
예전 어머니가
recalling
처음
when
통일교에 다니고 수련회 갔을
my mother
때를
first started
떠올리며 걱정하신 듯 했습니다. 저는 그날
going
일이
to the
떠올라
Unification Church,
할머니께 전화를 걸었고 할머니는 또
and as soon as she
받자마자
asked,
바로 수련원에
I calmed my
가니
grandmother down,
여쭤보셨습니다. 저는 걱정
telling her
말라며
not to
할머니를
worry.
달랬고 이어
Then
할머니께선
my grandmother said,
나야
"Oh, I wanted
내가
to call you,
전화하고 싶어도 기도하는데
but I was
방해될까
afraid I would
봐
disturb your
못했다.
prayers."
고맙다
And I repeatedly
전화해줘서
said, "Thank you for calling,"
라며 연신
until
고맙다는
she
말을
hung up the phone.
되풀이하다가 전화를
The call
끊으셨습니다.
ended.
이 대화를 통해
Through this conversation, even though she did not live a
신앙생활을
life of
하지
faith,
않았음에도 종교를
I
넘어
noticed grandmother cares for her
자신을
child more
생각하는
than religion.
할머니에게 참 어머님의
I felt the
참
true
사랑을
love of True
느꼈습니다.
Mother.
할머니의 참
This is what
사랑이
makes
더
a
대단한
grandmother's true
점은
love remarkable,
6,500가정 저희
is
엄마는
that although
짜장매
my mother is the
동동생
eldest of 4 siblings, and
동생들을 다
she was able to bless
축복시켰습니다.
all her siblings.
당시
I heard that
부모님은
at the
엄청
time my parents
반대
went through
끝에
tremendous
축복을
opposition to
받으셨다
receive the blessing.
들었는데 무교인
But my
외할머니는
non-religious grandmother,
축복의
although she did
의미가
not fully understand the
무엇인지
meaning of the
완전히
blessing,
이해하지
still allowed it,
못하셨음에도 그저 자식들
simply by
목소리를
trusting
듣고
her children
행복을
and wishing them
빌며
happiness.
축복을
She
허락해
permitted the
주신
blessing.
겁니다. 엄마와
My
10살
10-year
차이가 나는
younger
막내
aunt, the
이모는
youngest,
미국인 이모부와
received the blessing with her American
스물
husband
초반의
and
나이에
immigrated to
이민을
the US in her
가셨습니다.
early 20s.
막내를 먼
I cannot
곳으로
imagine the heart of a
보내어 그
mother sending her
심정은
youngest child to
어땠을지
a faraway
저로서는
land.
상상이
I
안
cannot imagine
갑니다.
it.
지금은
Now,
덕분에
thanks to that, the grandmother is known in
국내에서
the
미국
neighborhood as the
제일
one who
많이
has been
가본
to the US the
할머니라고
most,
좋아하시지만
and she seems to like that.
그 모습에서
But in that, I felt the
자식에
grandmother's
대한
unconditional faith and love for her
무조건적인
children was
믿음과
remarkable,
사랑이 대단하게
and her
느껴졌고
support
할머니의
has
지지를
strengthened my
통해 영성
determination to
수련을
receive the spiritual
받고자 하는
workshop.
의지가 더욱 커지게
And because of
됐습니다.
that, I was able to
또
overcome the
그로
isolation
인해
period.
건강
In fact, before
격리
coming to this
기간을
spiritual training,
이겨냈습니다. 사실
I
저는
had
영성
difficulty
수련회 오기
resonating with
전
True
참
Mother
어머니와
because I didn't know much
공경이
about Mother's course.
어려웠습니다. 아무래도
I felt a deep
어머님의
longing for
가정에
True
대해 잘
Father,
몰랐기에 참
but I
아버님보다
didn't
더
have that
깊은
same
그리움을
feeling for True Mother.
느꼈지만 참
So I
어머님께 그런
often
마음이
reproached
들지
myself.
않아 스스로를
But after
원망하는
coming
일이
here and learning about
많았습니다.
True Mother's
그러나
course, and through the
와서 참
1300 call-out
어머님과도
prayers
잘
to
배우고
become one with Mother,
어머님과
I
하나가
realized that
되는
true
첫
parents are truly
300번
my
화평
parents.
기도를 통해 진짜 나의
True Mother has
어머님은
lovingly
참
raised me all this
부모님이구나.
time,
참 어머님은
even in places I
지금까지
couldn't
보이지
see.
않는 곳에서 나를
I was
사랑하고
able to
키우셨구나
resonate deeply
느끼며
with that.
깊게
What helped
공감할
me
수
feel Mother's
있었습니다.
heart the most
무엇보다
was the
어머님에
Chuncheon
대한
One
심정을
overnight
느끼게
vigil.
한 건 천심원
Every night, fervently
천하장성이었습니다.
calling out Father,
매일
Mother,
밤 뜨겁게
resonating and become one with true
아버지,
parents,
어머니를 외치며 참 부모님과
made me
공감되고
synchronize with
하나
them.
되려는 울부짖음이 저도 그들과
And by
동화되고
deeply
나니
feeling their
같고
ardent hearts,
그들의
the
간절함을
Chuncheon,
온
heart of
몸으로
heaven within
느낌으로써
me,
제 안에 있는
also made me shed
천심이
tears.
같이 눈물을 흘리게
Moreover, the fact
만들어
that I, who had left the
주었습니다.
church and seemed to be mostly of the
또한
world,
교회를
was able to
떠나
come back to this
영영
church and
세상에 있을
participate
것
in this
같던
spiritual
제가
workshop
다시
was
교회에
not just
나오고
due
이
to
영성
the
수련에
devotion of my
참여할 수
grandmother and
있었던 건
parents,
제
but I
할머니와
sensed with my
부모님만
senses, not
정성이
just my
아닌
head,
여기 이
that it was
천심원
thanks to the
천하
Chuncheon One overnight
덕분이었다는
vigil.
걸 머리가 아닌
I am grateful to the
감각으로
director who brought me
느꼈습니다.
here,
저를 여기로 오게
and to all the
해주신
members,
원장님, 모든 식구
thank you.
여러분들 감사합니다. 또한
Also, through the spiritual training, I realized that Wang Oma must be so happy that I have returned. Although I had left Wang Oma had been searching for me, this needle in a sandstorm, longing for me all this time. I had closed my eyes and covered my ears, not wanting to feel it. But from the beginning until now, I have felt that I am being so loved by Wang Oma. And going forward, I will return the love I have received to those second and third generation members who, like me, are hiding in the past, pain and darkness and crime. I will pray and pray for them here at Chuncheon One, shedding tears of Chuncheon, heart of heaven. I will do my utmost so that the day will come back soon and work so that everyone knows the living absolute God, the only begotten daughter, true mother. My life will be solely devoted to becoming a child for Wang Oma. Wang Oma, I love you.
Hey, thank you, and Kathleen, for the reading, and thank you to our sister here for a beautiful, heartfelt, personal testimony. There were some things that I liked or that I took away, having this very reflective mind. I enjoyed listening to her internal dialogue, just saying how, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Someone who has all these health issues. It seems like I'm trying to be a pastor, but what kind of pastor is sick like this? And so she had, all these doubts. You know, this cannot come from God. So she definitely realized she's in the right place. Putting yourself in that kind of environment is exactly what's uncomfortable for all those evil spirits, all those negative spirits on. Doesn't make it easier. And so even though externally she looked very devoted, she was probably the most actively working on herself during that workshop, but she was struggling on the inside. And I'm sure many of us.
Pastor Mellon, you're completely frozen.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's good to be back. Let me get a connector here. So never judge, never compare. You don't know what people are going through. Everyone's working. I believe everyone's doing their best, at least their best. Everyone's wherever they're at. And so you cannot, even she was kind of, thinking of what other people are thinking about hers. And I think that also is kind of a waste of time too. It's like, what do I know what you're thinking about me? Of course, you can't help but think like that too, but those voices are not coming from God. It's God knows all those what everyone's going through already. So leave that to God to worry about. Meanwhile, we have our responsibility, and that's plenty. I like this part when she talked about her grandmother's love, even though her grandmother was not in the church or anything, she could feel true mother's heart. And it is kind of interesting as second generation. True parents have always been like my grandparents. They've always been kind of old, and they weren't as vibrant and as um, they didn't talk. I mean, father always talked a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they were very active when you first joined the church. For those of you who were, and so you may have seen parents like your true parents, like your parents, hard, working you hard. In fact, when I was at headquarters, I felt like Dr. Kim treated me like his son. You know, didn't give me a break. Always trying to publicly humiliate me, even though he looked foolish himself, to be honest. But he was always mean to me, and trying to and pushing me to be tough. And that felt like that's kind of a parent's love. But grandparents' love is different. Grandparents' love is like they have permission to spoil you because they're not directly responsible for you. And so I've kind of felt like, and what's funny is that the people who worked for me, Dr. Kim treated them like his grandkids, but he treated me like his son. So you could see the contrast. He was always so sweet to they're mostly sisters working for me. He was so sweet to them, but to me, he just treated me like a punching bag. So in the same way, I feel like for second gen, the relationship with true mother is more like that, more like a grandmother, just someone who's lived her life and she's just trying to share just give everything away while she's alive. So I just kind of saw that interesting point. And then finally, the way she connected to mother's heart the most is through the overnight prayer vigils. So those, and again, I can't say I've attended enough of these. I know maybe Mimi-san, you do this more than I do. There's a moment in my own limited experience, it felt the ability to just lose yourself becomes natural. It's like at the beginning of 3 hours, it's like just give it up. Like you're not going to count the minutes over between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. or even 1:30 in the morning. You're not waiting for it to be over. You just kind of accept I'm going to be here forever. I mean, I've been to these churches, and whenever we mobilize for these rallies, and I go to these churches, the fact is, I have a family. I have a lot of things I got to do. I got homework when I get home, and here I am sitting in this church for God knows how long, and just singing and praising and whatever. It's like a lot of things wrestling inside her. Mama Green, I know you and I went to those churches together. So, and what I was able to do was just shut all of that off in my mind and I just accept my fate. I am going to be in this church forever. I'm not particularly, fond of the music. I don't even like concerts myself, so I don't even know. I don't even like these big musical things so much. But I'm just there, and it really is like it is denying myself. It's completely denying whatever I think is important, and just letting just flatlining, just dying. And after that happens, that's where God and the Holy Spirit is just like, oh, he looks like he's inviting us in now. So they come in my heart. And then all of a sudden I can just feel so much love and compassion for others. During the master class, kind of felt the same way. I mean, I will say the master class, it was a nice master class. But even then I felt after several hours, it was a lot of hours. We're just singing and we learned new songs and that was interesting, but it was getting tired, and I'm I've got again plenty of things I could be doing right now, but it was just denying myself. Just and Dr. Young, remember Dr. Young, he'd say, "Yield yourself." I'm like, whoa, you can't say that, Dr. I'm sorry, you cannot say that. But he kept saying it anyway because it was actually the best way to describe what he's talking about. Really, just denying yourself. It's not strong enough. Like, don't see yourself, like, no, yeah, I get it, but just kill your ego, just like stabbing your ego. But anyway, not to get violent, but it's just like yeah. Anyway, I know you all already done this 1,000 times in your life, so maybe this isn't for you, but this is just my takeaway here. Is deny yourself. How did I get to this point? I don't remember now.
Preaching to the choir.
Well, no, it's the overnight prayer vigil. Yes, that's what it is. Giving up your time for God, because time is so precious, so limited, so finite. Yet you give that to God in this kind of way. It really is. Heaven is moved. That's my reflection today. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Milhan. We have a few announcements tonight. Pastor Milhan will be giving the sermon on Sunday. That's great. And then we have the Peace Starts With Me lecture series, starting at 12:30 up on the 7th floor. And I was going to say, I forget now everything.
There's a Thanksgiving gathering the following Sunday.
No, the 24th.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. The following. Okay, maybe that's too far ahead. 24th.
Oh, we have the November birthdays. And this is going to be a little advanced too, but not this coming week, but the following week, Pastor Milhan will be leading the Northeast Chuncheonwa morning devotion again. It's come around to his turn, which seems like it's going to be every 2 months now, because the last time was September. And I remember specifically because that's the week that we went to Las Vegas for the My Blessing. So every 2 months now we have to prepare. So that's something to look forward to. And then, the holy candles for those who are qualified. Anything else that you can think of? I always remember, like, when I'm laying in bed that night, I always think, I forgot that announcement. I forgot that.
Let's keep that pen and paper close by.
Right. Well, okay. Then if that's all the announcements, we'll have our residence prayer. We're supposed to close a little early tonight, which I'm sure Reverend Josh will be happy about.
Chuncheonwa residence prayer, Shijak, Aboje, Obode,
Let's pray.
Thank you.
Good evening, Heavenly Parent. Good evening, true parents. Heavenly Parent and true parents, we pray for these prayer points. Number one, for the safety of true parents and true family. Number two, for victorious entrance into the journey and one girl. Number three, to successfully witness to new people, especially young people on Hill Church Road. Number four, for the unification of North and a heavenly unified Korea. Number five, to overcome our crisis, strengthen our world, and to realize a heavenly unified world. Points to my Patron Family Church based on that road. 62 blessed couples in Korea. 23 second and third gen single couples. 8 fourth gen single couples. 8 second gen already couples. 23 already married couples including ministers. 60 new members attending. Raised 220,000 donations. Heavenly Parent and true parents, I pray for true fathers, spirit world, watching over us at the night vigil prayer. I pray for true fathers.
One family.
I pray for true father. I pray Heavenly Parent and true parents for true mother. For long life, for good health.
We can
pray for true mother.
have sisters.
I pray for brothers and sisters supporting their true mother and taking care of her. I pray Heavenly Parent and true parents. For true parents in the
community.
Heavenly Parent and true parents, I pray for true parents in the Shanshima. I pray Heavenly Parent and true parents for the Shanshima true mother gave to the world.
Very great network, Heavenly Parent.
Europe, Asia, Africa,
On the foundation of
Australia, New Zealand. I pray
Trump
for the Shanshima true mother gave to all of us. Heavenly Parent and true parents, I pray for good health, energy, and strength for us.
We want a reunification of
I pray for good health, energy, and strength for all brothers and sisters on this prayer conference. I pray Heavenly Parent and true parents. One more husband and family lose their son. I pray for Damon and more husband and family.
That we can overcome all crises.
I pray for the family on earth. I pray for true parents. I pray for true parents' family. I pray that we can love each other, help each other.
And we can overcome all crises. Thank you for vertical alignment.
I pray that we can go forth in the shoes of a servant.
Thank you for vertical
alignment. Shedding tears from my sweat, Lord,
for the revival of our youth.
I pray for America to fulfill
we can bring 1,000 I take
our responsibility in the world. I pray for America, I pray for America, I pray for America.
Let couples, Heavenly Parents,
fulfill and take our responsibility in the world. I pray Heavenly Parent and brothers and sisters. I pray that we can love each other, help each other, serve each other, give each other. I pray that we can go forth in the shoes of the Lord.
We thank you. We pray for the safety of the family.
I pray Heavenly
Thank you for the President of the USA.
For our family.
For his safety, President
protect our family
and victory.
Protect our family.
Pray for unity on all levels in our movement. For all our organizations. Father, we thank you for Dr. Song, Dr. Ward.
Pray for them.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Josh. That was so beautiful. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for a wonderful evening prayer vigil. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Have a good night. See you on Sunday. Ciao, ciao.